Hey everybody, and welcome back to Crypto Kings. My name is Matt, and in today's video I want to talk with you guys about an interesting development going on with Robinhood and Shiba Inu. So if you guys are new, make sure to drop a like, subscribe for daily SHIB vids, and let's get right into it, folks. So if you guys haven't already seen what has been going on here today with SHIB, essentially this is yet again another great day, because what we're looking at in regards to the week is, after hitting our all-time high, a very stable pullback up to 7.3, which is pretty amazing considering we had a very quick flash crash all the way down to 57, and we were able to quickly recuperate and get up to 73, which is amazing, leaving us with over 15% gains on the day, which is pretty unheard of for the most part with major currencies. Of course, you will see this go on with a bunch of random altcoins, but SHIB really isn't a random altcoin anymore, so this is pretty amazing stuff. Now, when it comes down to it, guys, I wanted to get into what Robinhood really missed out on here. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but this is the official petition talking about the ability to list SHIB on Robinhood, and this has been going around for a while here over on change.org, but essentially this petition has been circulating the internet for the longest time. You guys can see literally every minute there are people signing it, and what is fascinating is that at 500,000, this will become one of the largest signed petitions on change.org. Change.org is a very big platform. I've seen it used for a lot of different things, but you guys can see here over 400,000 people have signed this petition, and of course they are providing periodic updates talking about how it has overtaken Doge, yada yada, and there are a lot of people also mentioning that they have SHIB on a different platform. Now, how does this all metastasize? What does this really mean? Well, what it comes down to, folks, is that there are 826,000 people right now who own Shiba Inu, and Robinhood has gotten 0 of them to sign up on their app. Now, why is this a problem? Well, Robinhood missed perhaps one of the greatest financial revolutions in modern history, and that is true. Now, you could only compare this SHIB rise to maybe AMC and GameStop back in January, February era. That is the only time I can think of in recent history, aside from maybe like the Doge, thing in April. Aside from that, this is the only time in modern history I can think of a direct flow of money towards an asset like this. I mean, seriously, guys, when you compare SHIB a year ago to where we were now, it isn't even fathomable. And when you compare it a couple months ago to where we are now, it still isn't even fathomable. The amount of volume and market cap which has gone up here, and this volume, of course, being down on the day, is still much higher than what it was a few months ago and especially a year ago. When it comes down to it, Robinhood missed out on potentially hundreds of thousands of signups, which I think would have really benefited them. Now, in regards to Robinhood's model, how does Robinhood actually make money? When it comes down to it, Robinhood essentially makes money through a few different ways of like lending and loans and market makers, and essentially trying to get people who purchase things on Robinhood the best execution price, and therefore they have sort of intermediaries who go through that. I don't know exactly the way it works, but when it comes down to it, Robinhood wants you to sign up. They want people to sign up because they make a lot of money when they do it. So Robinhood in general, by having more signups, really is making more money, and that's pretty simple. And unfortunately, they did fumble the bag on Shiba Inu. But you know what does have SHIB? Webull. If you guys want to check it out, top a link down below in the description, guys. It is so easy to do. Literally, you guys can go over there, take 2 seconds, make an account, and if you guys do that, you get 2 free stocks, potentially valued up to $2,300. And of course, you guys can trade Shiba Inu over there. You guys can trade Doge and all that stuff over on Webull. So I'd really appreciate it. Top link in the description. And again, if you guys like me and want to support the channel, I get a couple free stocks as well. Always appreciate it, guys. When it comes down to it, folks, Robinhood managed to miss what could have been one of the greatest, series of signups in history for their app. I mean, 826,000 holders. I could guess that, at least 400,000 of them would have actually downloaded Robinhood and used it frequently in order to get SHIB. And again, even if it's not direct, Robinhood in a roundabout way does make money by having more people sign up. That is just obvious. Otherwise, they would not be in operation. So by having more users, Robinhood is prospering. They are doing well. So I find this just to be absolutely insane. Again, I don't know what the sort of payoff would have been by holding out, by waiting. Because if you guys remember, when Doge had that surge back with all those Elon Musk tweets, of course, really when we look through the year, during this time in May, Robinhood was probably getting hundreds of thousands of signups because people wanted to just buy this dog coin they saw on the news, and the first thing they found was Robinhood. Robinhood could have had the exact same appeal right now with Shiba Inu, which again has a higher market cap than Dogecoin, which is hard to believe. On the day, folks, when we take a look here at SHIB, what we are seeing is, again, a very stable type of pattern here, a very stable level of growth that, I personally don't see much of a red flag with. Now, like I've been talking about in some recent videos, when you see an initial dip like this, it can set a lot of worry in motion. And I've been talking in some of my recent content about how I believe that 60 is the best sort of kind of boundary sort of line of support that you could look at and use as a metric for when to place a limit buy order, when to place a stop loss order. I think this 60 is really on a psychological level and on a sort of trading level, just the move. I think 60 is a great line here because you guys can see there are two historical examples here of it bouncing right off of 60. You guys can see it heads down to 57-ish, and within a second it heads back up above. Same thing, heads down to 59, heads back above. So to me, 60 again, you guys can see it here right around 61. All these instances, it is bouncing up. It is seeing a surge in buy volume. So I believe that 60 is a totally fine, sort of line to look at in this instance, because what this line is showing us is that we have a lot of headroom. We have a lot of room to move. And when we take a look, of course, at our graph here, guys, you guys can see that what this is really showing is kind of a symmetrical wedge where the lows get higher, we have higher lows, and we have lower highs, meaning we are kind of bouncing in a horizontal way, trading in that same fashion. Now, if you guys want to see what this could look like, well, we could easily see a period of consolidation here from around October 8th all the way up to the 23rd. So from the 8th to the 23rd, you guys can see we have a very strikingly similar line of consolidation where, yet again, we are watching it kind of bounce up and down, breakout. This is a very popular, very common type of movement that will go down with cryptos like this. Now, when we check the relative strength index, you guys can see, of course, that on the day we are in what is considered to be an acceptable boundary. We are between 70 and 30, meaning that there is not, too much buy volume, not too much sell volume. It is considered acceptable. And the relative strength index, again, is always good to look at. It's not always accurate, but I personally believe that the relative strength index is good to look at because in an instance like this, what we are working with is a very volatile asset that is constantly seeing random weird surges in buy volume, like you guys can see on the 27th, very strange dips. That's going to happen with any volatile asset like this. So with the relative strength index, what you're able to do here is to take a look at exactly what the market is considering is an appropriate level of buying and selling volume. So ideally, the closer you are to 50, the closer you are to an equilibrium. When you head down towards 30, obviously this is where things to be considered oversold, where you'd see kind of a flash crash like you guys saw back when we hit 56, head down to 46, which is a little low. But then, of course, when we are seeing a period of growth, it will be a little bit above 50. So I always do like to take a look at the relative strength index as a sort of metric here. Now, for the next indicator, of course, I always like to check the Fibonacci retracement, which when I clear my screen here of all this other nonsense, you guys can see we have the low and the high of the most recent run. So the relative strength index is going to take us here from 5.6 all the way up to around 7.7. And of course, this is a great sort of look here because when you stretch it out, you guys can see how it interacts and how it bounces off of a lot of these lines. And you guys can see it looks as if the 78.6% line, it is used as a sort of launch pad. It's bounced off of that. Then it bounced off the 50% line. And now it is sort of having a little internal battle here at the 23.6% line. So we definitely do have a ways to go, but I do believe that the Fibonacci retracement is a great indicator to look at here as well. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. It was Matt. Let me know what you guys think down below about this Robinhood news and whether you guys agree that they really did fumble the biggest bag here in the world. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to check out Webull. Top a link to actually go and trade Shiba Inu. My name is Matt. See you guys on the next one. Peace.